Good morning.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Don.
Morning,
Good
Don.
morning.
Morning.
I always ask if there's questions.
I don't have a question. This is Deng Han. I don't have a question, but can I go first because I need to. I
Yes.
have something.
Yes. Now, where is your shot? What's your shot of?
The red one, the raspberry and blackberry. Up. Yeah, that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a little frost on them. That's cool. That's a really delicate. That's a beautiful photograph. Very delicate.
Oh, thank you.
I love the way, there's little things that happen in a photograph that I think take it from, a good shot to a great shot to an exceptional shot. Okay. And some of that is what is happening in the areas that are not important to the shot. So your berries look great up here. You're lit the whole bit, but you've got those little extra things like that little highlight on the back of the bowl right here. Just so that this area, this sort of what we would call the dead area of the shadow has life to it. Highlight right back there on the berries. These guys down here, they're lost in focus, but that gives them a more of a texture of a background. Then you have the very sharp edge here to delineate it. And I think all those little things put together really make it a very nice photograph.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to go really, really close, but I only have a 50mm macro. So this is what I have.
Yeah, the only thing you can do beyond that is to focus stack it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and focus stacking is cool. I always recommend to everyone, if you're doing a shot like this, I would do it like at f4 or 5.6 with real shallow depth of field. I would do it at f16 as much as I could get out of the lens, and then I would focus stack it. And you'd have 3 shots to choose from. Which one looks better? You may focus stack this and it not look good at all, but you never know until you do it. Sometimes when we see it in our heads, and I am a big believer in visualization, we see it in our heads and we make a lot of choices, but there's also times when we don't necessarily see it in our heads. We have to see it on the print or on the screen, and then we kind of go, yeah, we can make a choice from there. So, yeah, very nice. Yeah, definitely.
I have another one. If you another one, go forward. No, backward. Yes.
Okay. Also very pretty. Also,
yeah, I shot this one first. I was like, I shot this one. Oh, it's okay, but I didn't like. It's not like I'm not very impressed. So later on I tried it with the blackberry one.
But this is a nice photograph. This is a nice. I would lighten that little black shadow there because it looks out of place.
Oh, okay.
Lighten that up. But the berries look nice. All of this looks nice and sharp. And then you have this nice little light coming back, keeping the bowl from disappearing into the black. And then where the bowl comes down into the plate, you got a highlight back there. And again, you keep that bowl from going into the back. This is where the magic's done. This over here, this is great. This is what we do as photographers. But this is where the magic happens, is what do we do beyond what we need? If you didn't have it here, it would be a shot of raspberries. Wouldn't be a real problem with that, a shot of raspberries. But this helps elevate the shot quite a bit. Feel that dimension.
And
you're set. Yep. You flagged off your light. Nice.
Don, I have a question for you. And this is my setup. I will, after I finish, I was thinking for this, because I never use a grid. My softbox actually does have a grid. I was wondering if I use a 3-box with a grid, because I just need a light
Different.
go.
It's different.
Or
Okay.
different?
So yeah, so if you're thinking that this is the same as a softbox with a grid, right? It's not, because you still have this. And all of this is part of your shot. It's part of your ambient. It's part of the ambient light that's coming over. In fact, look at how much of this is lighting this card up.
Yeah,
It's not the same thing.
I see.
And if you want to make a strip box, folks, just get a like 4x4 piece of foam core, right? And cut a strip out of it. Stick it on the front of your scrim, and you've got a strip box.
Oh, I see.
And don't go out. Don't go out until you're making money or you have money to burn. Don't go out and buy like 3 strip boxes. You've already got it right here. You just need 3 panels of cardboard. You can have a wide strip, a medium strip, and a really narrow strip. Just cut them right out of the board and put them right up next to your soft box if you want, or put them right on the scrim, either way, and you'll have a strip light.
I see. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And apples by, who's apples? Mark.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. Went for a real minimalistic shot here. This is real clean. I like all your stems going the same way. That's kind of cool. It's very cool, as a matter of fact. It gives it's a unifying tool for the shot. I like that. I really like the way you kept this apple and this apple delineated against this dark back here. And then where this apple gets dark, you brought in a highlight of this apple. It's really well constructed.
Thank you.
It's just one light and a fill. I see some fill back on this apple here, right?
Yep.
You know what I would do? I would go ahead and blend that horizon line. Your horizon line's in the right spot. I don't have a problem with horizon line, but I just blend it out because it really doesn't serve any purpose, right? Just
okay.
Just brush it out. Just let it be warm and to dark.
Sure.
Ooh, I like that light that's happening down in here, lighting up the wicker basket. That's cool.
Well, that basket was perfect for your little dodge and burn tool.
Ah, good.
Yeah, sometimes I find I don't get perfect control with it, but with that basket, that just worked like a charm.
Yep. And you know what you can do to learn it better is to overdo it a little bit, right? Overdo it. And you think, well, that's kind of looking a little overdone. And then use your opacity to go down like to 60% or 50% where you like it. That's another way of learning how to do it. And then you start to see how the tool works better, and you start making that choice without the layer needed. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, cool. And sometimes, Mark, I'll have 3 or 4 of those layers. You don't have to do it all on one. Sometimes you have 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, really cool. 24 to 70. All right. All right. Well, I think you could do a whole basket of apples that are creative, but in this particular case, it's part of your style. It's part of the Mark Shaw style. You're always going for minimalism.
That's true.
Pushing things out and isolating things. And I think this works really, really well. When you look at it through squinted eyes, it's really a study in green and highlights, right? It's really a study in green and highlights. That's really what it is. As you more focus in, then you see that it's apples in a basket, but it's really this highlight, this highlight, this light, there with kind of a circle around it.
Yeah,
Very good. Very good, Mark.
thanks, Don.
Yeah, let's look at your lighting. Okay, sock around this thing through this. Very cool.
Actually, I had a 10-degree grid in under the sock.
Oh, okay. That gives you a real small circle here. And it gives you that tiny little highlight right there. Yeah, cool. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you quite much. All right. Oh, Jim Hill. Wow, this looks like is Jim here? This looks like a painting, Jim, like a, it's so sharp. Where's Jim? I see Jim's name. I'm not hearing Jim. Jim, are you muted? Jim? Are you having audio problems, Jim? If you are, tell us in chat. If you're ever having audio problems, folks, just drop out and come back in. Sometimes you have to reconnect that audio. Jim, I'm hoping.
You hear me now?
I can, yeah.
Okay. I was
All right.
on my cell phone, so I never did it on my cell phone before.
All right, well, good. This is,
Cranberries.
yeah, and I like you've got this little, see this little black edge on all your cranberries? That right on top, that little black edge just delineates them from that white background, just pulls them right off the background. It's almost 3D looking.
Yeah,
Did you focus
noticed that.
stack the cherries? Did you focus stack the cherries themselves?
no.
Okay. You just got enough depth of field with whatever lens you're using to pull that back edge absolutely in focus. That's nice. Your horizon's in a good spot. And I love the light coming off of this. I like your boards, by the way. And I like how every once in a while, I have to remark it. Boy, some people are really listening. You got that little line, that little soft line, but it's coming straight out of the middle of the camera. So everything else is evenly split going in. That's really cool. Good job on that. That's part of the thing that pulls this shot together really well.
Oh, thank you.
Those are, where did you find cherries this time of year?
All those cranberries.
Oh, cranberries. Oh, okay.
I thought I did a Thanksgiving theme.
Very, very nice. All right, let's look at your lighting here. Came from all right, both sides. Is one of these brighter than the other, or are they pretty much the same? Looks
They're
like
equal.
the left one's, it's like the left one's a little bit brighter, don't you think? Nah, yeah, it is. That's it. A little bit. You've got them on the same power, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Same power. One might be a little closer.
But this one's closer than that one. This one's higher too. So that center mass of the very bright light's a little bit higher. Yeah. That is where you can start to, with light like this, split lighting like this, right? This is where you can start to finesse that split lighting, because split lighting can, in and of itself, start to be boring after a while, right? Too many things shot that way. You can start to raise one, pull one back, half as far back as the other one, lower one down to the table. So a lot of things you can do with these lights on the side. So, and then what do you have? You got a softbox on the background, or is that just a light?
That's like a work light from Home Depot shining on my wall.
Okay, and these are constant lights.
Right.
Yeah, nice. These are curly Q bulbs or the LEDs?
Right. Yeah, that's one of those light kits that you suggested a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
maybe on Amazon for like $120 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like you kind of go, well, these are really nice for $120. Can't beat them.
No.
All right, very good, man. Thank you.
Or thanks.
Thank you. That was very nice. Thomas.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Thomas. Where did you come up with this idea? Because I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, the idea was first, and I liked the challenge of shooting something transparent, and so I started experimenting. And I spent 2 days of work with this. And what you see here is egg number 1 after 10 minutes into the work.
Wow, your colors in here, the oranges, the medium orange, the bright yellow over here, all this gradient through the yolk. And then you have this kind of flat blue. We've got some edges, but this flat blue, it just gives dimension to this egg yolk. It's like it's coming off the page, I
Yeah.
really like it. This is a really, really good shot. If you took this, this piece, and you put your name down here in the corner and your website, and you printed up a card and sent it out to graphic designers or ad agencies, say 100 of them, someone's going to call you back.
Mhm.
With this shot, someone's going to call you back. Absolutely. That's a really, really nice, fascinating. It's unique. Haven't seen it before. What are you shooting it on, glass?
Yes. I think you
Nice.
see it on the next shot. Yeah, I'm shooting into the reflection of that square softbox that's on top of the camera.
Got it. Yeah. So what you're saying to everybody is this is actually the reflection of the softbox.
Exactly, and only the
Okay.
refracted parts in the egg white brings the blue background in its original tone.
Yep.
Everything else has some degree of reflection from the top softbox.
Really well done, sir. What a great idea. And then what it looks like what you did is you photographed a roll of tape and then photoshopped it into an egg.
Something like this.
Because
Yes.
I was gonna say the shot's nice, but damn, the Photoshop skills are out of the world, man. That's cool. So
Yeah,
that's
but
when you actually put the egg in there so it wouldn't go everywhere.
that was the problem. Those eggs do what they want. It's useless to try with the spirit level to level that glass. The egg still wants to go where it wants to go, and so I had some wedges to keep it in place. Yeah, and then some accidents happened, like one softbox, one of those strip lights didn't fire, and I noticed, using only one softbox is even better.
Okay. So yeah, so when you first did it, you had another box over here.
Yes, because I like the effect for this reflection in the yolk.
Yep.
But if you look at the rim, the highlight on the far left,
Yep.
That's better to have it only on one side.
I think so, because you've got all this dimension happening here because it's only on one side. All of this would have been just as bright as that, and I think we would have lost the dimension. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a cool shot at all. It could be very cool, but this is very cool in what you got here too. Yeah, I like it so much. So how long did you have to leave the tape around it before it stopped moving?
No, the tape was just a placeholder for the behind the scenes shot.
Got it.
I broke the egg in the middle of that glass, and yeah, I had a hard time keeping that egg stay there.
I wonder what we could put on that glass. You got me thinking. Wonder what we could put on the glass that would slow the egg from moving around.
Maybe some olive oil or anything other than water.
Maybe a little bit of cheap hairspray to give it a little bit of a matte. I'm not sure it would show in the glass,
I think it would show because
Think it would?
I had so much work to eliminate all the dust, and
Okay.
in the egg white there were tiny little bubbles like champagne, and they were harmful for the overall effect. So I did quite some eliminating of bubbles in this egg white.
Yeah, this looks really good. Killer shot, Tom.
Thank you.
Killer shot. Oh, Persimmons, Linda, Persimmons.
Hi, Dawn.
You know, don't you love the color of persimmons? I mean, I think
Yes.
that's actually a color in and of itself. They have a color called persimmon, right? Because it's the only thing that has this kind of color.
Great.
Oh, I love it. Love it. And you took your boards right off to the horizon, just let them go right on back, which is fine. Motivation with the cloth. The light looks really pretty. Is this, I'm going to guess window light?
No, that's,
Oh.
I used a strobe as a modeling light.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Well, it's so crisp. I love this super sharp green against the persimmon color here. Very sharp. It's all the way through here. I don't think it's focus stacked. Is it limited focus stacking?
No, it's 3 images. I focused on each one and took a photo and then stacked them in Photoshop.
Okay. All right. So that's a kind of photo stacking. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Very cool. And these are so crisp because of that focus stacking. And this one just falls out a little bit, and that gives us the depth front to back. We feel it. I really like this. I really like this. And I love the color. I almost grabbed a couple of persimmons to make photographs of when I was at the store. So you're in the feather of your softbox, right?
Mhm.
And what that means, folks, is that her softbox is actually aimed this way. And she's using the edge or the feather of this light, the feather edge to light it, which she'll get the bulk of the ambient light coming off that softbox, lights all this up very well, but it makes smaller the highlight. We'll go back and look. See, the highlight becomes small because the box is turned away. And yet the light from the box, because it spills everywhere, is still, look what it's doing all the way through here. All this ambient light is from the softbox. Really, really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Super shot. Well, you can tell it's the last, I got to tell you, you can tell it's the last assignment because the shots are just like great shots all the way through. Some of you guys have been doing great work all the way through, but I'll tell you what, this last group of images here, holy moly, they're great. Isabel,
Yes, I'm here.
this little purple blue over here, that's so pretty. It's so faint. It just adds this little touch to it that's so cool.
Yeah, that was black, and I put it like a little tone muted, but I like it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it doesn't pull your eye at all. You can't pull your eye from this. This is the shot. You can't pull your, but it's got that little, it's almost whimsical, you know, a little like fabric in the back. I like that. I love the fact that you kept that there and didn't let it go all black. This is so sharp all the way through. Is this limited focus stacking as well?
No, actually, it's I think I used a filter that is I don't remember. Is this I don't remember. I'm sorry. Is this a filter that brings the structure?
Okay. Well, I mean, it's your focus. Your focus is like tack sharp back here and then tack sharp up here. A little soft on the front, which is fine. It's a peel, so it's great.
Yeah.
But I love the way the light looks like it's coming through this orange. I don't know if that it is or not, but it looks like it. We've got light back here against the shadow side of this orange. We have an orange with light on it. that tells our brain there's depth there.
Mhm.
Best way to create depth. And then to have this dark area where you've peeled the orange apart and then have all of this right in front of it. Wow, it's just a great shot.
Yeah,
I
and
like it really a lot.
and I also use the old lens, the Tamron 90 millimeters. that
Okay.
is with the adapter. I use it. It's just fine, I think.
Yeah, well, you know, I guess it puts to rest that those lenses aren't sharp, doesn't it? I'd say they're pretty sharp.
Mhm.
Well, I like it so much.
And I have to improvise. I forgot my batteries from my camera and the flash.
Ah,
So I had to improvise. And I wanted the light coming from behind. And put it the little fabric as a flag to
okay.
limit the because at first I did the background. I wanted the wood, but I didn't like it much with the other wood, the one that is in the laid
Here.
in the yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So it didn't mix well, and so that I put the fabric to cover it and use it as a background also.
Nice. I really, really, really like the way this light is falling on these oranges, and it's great to see that you improvised here and still ended up with a really great shot. You know,
And it's my old camera, which is a Canon T5.
oh, using a Canon T5, which is a Rebel, right?
Yeah, it is a Rebel.
Rebel with an old Tamron 90 millimeter lens. And you
And an
still
improvised
did a
light.
great shot. I just think, you know, you just can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. Very nice. Super good. Super good.
Thank you.
Yes. James,
Yes, sir.
red peppers. They're really pretty. Did you clean them up in Photoshop or were they this clean?
For the most part, they were that clean. I had to clean up a few spots, but not many.
Very nice. I like this basket, kind of a cornucopia basket, right? And
That's, yeah.
man, I'll tell you what, it's a Christmas shot. There's no doubt about it. Green and red. You know, it's just a spicy Christmas shot.
Yeah, I ran out of reds and ended up with orange in the back.
That's okay. If you wanted to turn them red, that'd be pretty simple. But
Right.
I don't think that's the problem with this. I think it's these warm colors and this here. I'll give you one little suggestion, and I don't know if it would make it better or not. Okay, just
Okay.
something to try. This background is really warm, right? Go into Photoshop, paint this background, or Lightroom, paint this background with a choose background tool, whatever it is, right? And then cool that background a little bit. So instead of the warm, cool it just a little bit, because this is warm colors here and the reds here. And I'm just wondering if this was just a very pale bluish gray on this, if it wouldn't pop these colors more. And it wouldn't be a right or wrong or better situation, just be different. Just to see the difference.
No, I agree. I think it would pop them a little bit better.
I think it would pull them up a little bit, but yeah, that's really pretty. I like your big long highlight on it too. I see. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. You leaned your softbox back to kind of almost working in the feather of the bottom.
Right.
I've never seen that, but that's very cool.
I didn't want to, I wanted to kind of minimize the light toward the bottom of it. So it knocked it down a bit. That flag on the back is just to keep some of the light off of the back end of the right.
Yeah, just to keep it off this back here, this down in here. Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
That's my first time using a net. I bought this kit that has those diffusers. It's got 5 of those things in it.
Oh, good.
One of them is a single net and another is a double net. So I said, what the hell? I shot it with the regular diffuser and then I shot it with the net. I think I like using the net better. I have to experiment with that a lot.
What the net is for is to cut light. It's not a diffuser. It's
Okay,
cut light. And so you
okay,
can see in your shot, that's about a half stop cutting of the light.
uh-huh,
And then your double net's going to cut the light 2 times.
interesting, okay,
And that happens, like, well, why would you want to cut the light? Well, here's why. Let's say you were shooting a bottle. And to get the highlight the way you wanted the highlight to be, your strobe had to be here, right?
yeah,
And even on the lowest setting, you were getting f8, but you really wanted 5.6 to drop that background out, right? What are
uh-huh,
you going to do? You can't turn the strobe down anymore. You're already shooting at ISO 100, right? You're like, what am I going to do? Well, you take the net and put it in. Now you're at 7.1. You put the double net in. Now you're at 5.6. You didn't have to move your light or your power to get the light exactly where you want it to be. You just cut the available light coming from that light there at the source.
good to know.
Yeah, that's what they're for. They're really, really nice to have. I'm sometimes a bit of a snob when I go into a photographer's studio and they don't have flags or nets or cookies. I somehow, I kind of silently wish they did, because that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, that
What
kit came with a bunch of stuff. It was 5
you got to
five of those frames. It
do you
was
have one that's all kind of at the bottom, it's all like it's chicken wire and it's all frayed at the bottom? Do you have one of those?
yeah, no, it's a finished end on that side, so
Okay.
on the back side of it. So it slips on and then it velcros across the back end of the frame. So it's an open end frame.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, it's finished, so it's not a ragged edge on that end.
Yeah, if you go to Home Depot and buy a couple of feet of chicken wire, right?
Uh-huh.
And then down here at the bottom, you just pull it and raggedy edge the bottom. So it's
Okay.
all raggedy. Then when the light goes through it, it gets darker over here, right? But you don't see the line. If you put the screen there, you'll see a line where the screen was, and this sort of softens in that edge, so you never see the line.
Okay.
Now these are cool. This is good. Good to have this. Good to have it. You'll use it a lot, and that's a great size. You can use that for people and for how sometimes when you're working with stuff, folks, and the highlight's too bright and you think, oh, that highlight's too bright, you can use this. And James, you can twist it to the light, right? The more twist you put on it, the more light it cuts. So you can for tabletop. Very, very nice, man. I like your shot. I like your shot a lot. Michaela, are you there? Michaela, I have never seen.
Yes, I am.
I've never seen the green. What are these? So these aren't tomatillos, are they?
No, they're called ground cherries.
Ground cherries. Are
Can you
they?
hear me now?
Yeah. Are they cherries?
Yeah, they're called ground cherries. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are
Yeah.
they vegetables or a fruit or what?
They're fruit.
Are they tasty like a cherry?
They're much more tart than a regular cherry.
Oh,
But
well,
they're good in salads.
this is a lovely shot. I got to tell you, all this lace work that we get in every image, we've got the lace work, every piece of this. It's so delicate. This would make a lovely print. Really pretty print. And your the smooth ones, the texture, the smooth ones. And then the green, are these a different kind of cherry, or just happens? And
No, it just happens. It's less. It's when it's picked. It's more ripe than the ones that are yellowish white.
oh, okay. I like this picture a lot. I love the lay flat. I love the texture all the way through, and all these pastel colors. It's really interesting. Really fun. What's it on? Carpet?
A wool blanket.
Oh, okay.
And I used natural light, so there was a blue hue to it. So I had to desaturate the blanket.
Yep. How, that looks like it's about 4 feet wide.
Yeah, about 3.5.
You know how many photographers in New York have a table like this next to that wall, that window, and that's where they shoot? Serious. You can't hardly find a better food like than that. It gets blue, but you just filter for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I would give anything to have a window like that. We had one in the studio. We had black paper on it because it faced south in our studio, this big 6x6 window. And in Phoenix, Arizona, in August, holy mackerel. Just, I mean, you couldn't get within 5 feet of it. You could just, it was so hot. So we taped it up with stuff. This is lovely. I love that. What a great place to shoot. You could spend years shooting here. Super nice, super beautiful. Jan.
Hello.
Hi. Boy, red is for, boy, that is lovely. Love your bowl, all the lines on the bowl. It's really cool. Did you eat the peppers?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay. I hope. Are you in England?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Is it England or the UK or Britain? I get so confused, and I don't
Well,
want anybody yelling at me.
to be perfectly honest, we're in North Wales.
North Wales. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This is just so lovely. I hope yours are as spicy as ours.
Okay, I'm not sure about that.
I'm sure they're probably pretty much the same. Oh, if you ever see one of these that comes from Thailand, run.
Why are they really hot?
Oh my God. They'll like, don't cook them in a regular frying pan. They'll melt the pan. I mean, they're really, really hot. This is just lovely. I love the light. I love the flower you chose. Did you do anything in Photoshop to blend these colors? Because they're so
No,
perfect.
I haven't done it. No, I did use a little bit of contrast, exposure and contrast, played around with those a little bit just to get the color.
It's just really, really pretty. Really pretty.
Thank you.
And so delicate, very much minimalist, like I was saying to Mark. It's just very minimalist. The fins on this vase here look so great. It does tend to disappear into the background here, but it doesn't matter on this vase. It doesn't matter that we don't see this side because we got everything we need to know right here. So, you know, and I even wonder if a fill light on this side could have, I don't know, I don't want to use the word, not cheapened it, but
yeah, I did put a fill card on that side. I used a fill card to lighten up the front of the peppers a little bit, but I did try one with a bigger fill card to lighten the side of the vase, but I didn't like it. It was
in my head, I'm just like not seeing it. You know, this is a piece of art, and the fill card over there makes it, in my mind, makes it a catalog shot for the vase.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not what we wanted. So really well done. Now your lighting. Let's look at your lighting because it's really pretty. Lighting is, small softbox. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a strip box. Yes, it's a strip box
back there, and then your scrim up front.
Yeah, yeah. Just
So
it's tilted slightly down.
So it's double scrimmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Wow. That highlight on that long pepper is so beautiful. It's just really cool. Lovely shot, Jan.
Thank you.
Oh, and by the way, I really like the vase.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I bought it a few years ago, but you know, I use it an awful lot because it's just looks nice.
Yeah, my wife knows to not take me any place where they have vases and things because I'm like, oh, I want that one. She goes, you don't have anything to put in. And I said, I will someday. We'll get that. Lael,
Yes, sir.
wow, dude, this is so cool.
You like those, huh?
I do. I do. This was, look, the whole idea is looks like cucumber slices.
That's exactly what they are.
But having the light coming through the back and doing this and this and this, all this light from the back, that's really a smart shot, but that's brilliance. That's where you went, okay, that's that, we always talk about that ladder, right?
Yeah.
That's one more rung on the ladder right there. Those droplets of water, the tension of the droplet, the texture of the droplet against all this smooth stuff. This is a really, really good shot,
Thanks.
sir.
But what my intention, I was trying to do a drink shot. So I had all these things together as my garnish. I couldn't get the drink shot to work. So I looked at the plate and I thought, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So I shot that.
Yeah, you did right. Now, you lit this, I'm sure.
So I didn't put the behind the scenes. It was one light behind a double scrim of tracing paper. Had 2 pieces of tracing paper and that was it. No fill, no anything.
Very, very nice. I love this little edge here, little dark edge coming out behind the light. I'm in front of the lighter back there. Everything is just really, well done. Well composed. I think it's a very cool shot.
Great, thank you.
Really do. Jerry. Oops, sorry, Jerry. Jerry, orange and, oh, you got the green knife and the green and the orange knife. Are you out there, Jerry? Anywhere?
No, and he says he's not going to make the workshop, but he still likes some feedback.
Okay. Well, I think it's a great idea. The only feedback I would give is I think it's a little flat. Do you all agree that we just pop a little contrast in here? He's got a white background that is not white, but I don't think it has to be on this. I think it's okay where it is, but I want to see those highlights more on the apple and the orange and down here. So Jerry, I think that's nice. I'd literally like to see you pull up that contrast a little bit and get the image to pop more. A real slight S curve in your channels, just a little like this could do everything you need for it. Yeah, that's
John, sorry, question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a bright paper background, a yellow one, could help to bright the colors?
you could. These the blacks against the gray are not popping, right? So if we could find a way to pop this, I think we would have it. But yeah, you could put a dark blue back there.
Or yellow.
Or yellow, sure. Yeah. Yeah, but as far as this shot here, I think it needs some contrast. It's very soft in the shadows. It's very opened up. And so let's give that. And the other thing is, Jerry, it may be too opened up. So let's look into that. Might be too opened up. Maybe there's one light too many. I don't know where his light's coming from. Must be a very large light to the top or to the top where we can't see it.
In the upper left, perhaps,
Maybe, yeah.
because there's something on the stand.
Is it bouncing a light into the ceiling, maybe? That would give us similar light to that, because that's a big highlight. Yeah, cool.
There was a speed light under the table, I think, in his blog. Or
Well, speed light under the table, bounced in the ceiling. Yep. Okay, what I would tell you to do, Jerry, is take your light under the table. So apparently this is I don't know what the light under the table's doing. You guys see what the light under the table is doing?
Is there a light under the table?
That's what it says. It's one speed light under the table at a 16th power.
Yeah, I thought it was just clamped, but okay.
Unless there's a hole in the table and this is, you know, over that and he's lighting the paper. If that's the case, Jerry, I would pop that bottom one brighter. That would snap it. And then you're gonna, because digital is flat, you're gonna want to pop it in Photoshop a little bit. Digital is very flat. Let me ask this question. How many of you guys shoot your camera in sRGB instead of Adobe RGB? Anybody?
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I shoot in Adobe RGB.
Adobe,
Yeah, because that gives me more color in my image, right? And I don't want the camera to limit my color. I'll limit the color when I get into Photoshop. But that being said, Adobe RGB, when you bring it in to Photoshop, it's flatter because it's got more color in it. It's flatter. And so sRGB is going to be, by its nature, a little bit more contrasty, but I choose the Adobe, and then I will add the contrast later. All right. And yeah.
Sorry. Also, the profiles of the camera gives you more contrast.
Yes. Yeah, the more modern camera you have, the more contrast you could have. How many of you guys shoot iPhones, iPhone 13 or 14? Yeah, okay, I see.
I don't use it for photography, but I use it for my behind the scenes.
Okay. Have you ever put it on Adobe, on Apple Res for your photographs? Or are you all shooting on the HEIC?
HEIC.
However it comes.
Wait till you check out Adobe Res, camera, settings, formats. It's on HEIC. Click it to Adobe or to Apple Pro. That's a 25 megabyte file versus a 2 megabyte file on HEIC. And when you bring it in, it comes in through Camera Raw. It is a raw file. Is it a huge difference between the two? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's also 25. If you're out shooting, the kids at the picnic, 25 megabytes of pop is going to fill that camera up real fast. So use it sparingly, but oh my gosh, the difference is huge. I mean, really huge. All right, Olives by Andrea.
Yes. So many things went wrong this week, so this is all I could get out.
Okay, well, you got the green against the red, which is kind of nice. What is this, a shadow that's coming up in the back?
Yes. Yes, it's the shadow of the bell, the bowl there.
Oh, it's the shadow of the bowl. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Because it was really in the sun, so.
Okay. Did you go from the other side and shoot them backlit? Did you go to the other side and shoot them this way where they're backlit?
No.
That's what you should have done. That's what you should have done. Yep. Everything like this looks better backlit.
Okay.
Well, we're not seeing the edges of the olives well enough. When you turn that around and get those highlights on the ridges of the olives, be a totally different shoot. That being said, it's a nice shot. I like the green against the red. What did you do in Photoshop? Did you do anything?
Yes, I cleaned it up a lot.
Okay.
There are so many spots on the olives, so there's a lot of cleaning work.
Yeah, that part of the picture looks great. I just wonder a little bit of saturation to saturate the red and green, or go into your, are you Lightroom or Capture One?
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Lightroom. Go into your Lightroom, go to your HSL panels and bring the greens up in the olives so that you've got a, well, it's not a dynamic red, right? It's a flat red. So it looks really nice, but these olives are almost that sort of same flat color. Using your HSL panel, pull these greens up And so they're a
Yes,
little bit more poppy, right? And you might
I tried
actually,
a lot of things, but a lot of things with the colors, and I didn't like any of my results. So I just sent you the simple one because I really had no idea how to make it better.
the composition works really well. I think I would play with the HSL colors, the hues, and pull that green up a little bit could really make a difference. But very good. And that's just the sun over your shoulder there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all I could do. The 1% of sun we had this week, had to do that thing because the flash didn't work, and so it was a real disaster. Too dark inside to do it without the flash, so I had to go outside. And
Yeah, I totally, yeah, there's those, you go on those shoots and nothing works, and oh man, my friend David says you got to plan a contingency for your contingency. So he backs up his backups. That's a lot of gear, but yeah. So you guys have heard of loom cubes, right? Have you ever used a loom cube? Anybody?
No.
Well, one of the photographers in another class used a loom cube to light up a pomegranate. He just light painted it with the loom cube. So I thought, oh, that's cool. So I went up to look at the loom cube. I'm like, $90 for a little bitty thing, and I'm like,
yeah,
they're
really
cool, but I just really wasn't. Guess what's right next to it? This guy. It's not a loom cube. It's a
What's that?
small rig, and it's just like a loom cube. This guy was $19 free shipping. I thought, you know what? I'll give this a shot. You turn it on and you turn the wheel and it goes from low to bright. I was playing with it yesterday. If you're doing a portrait inside with your iPhone or something like that, it just pops the shadows a little bit. So it's not like a real powerful light. In the house here, in the living room, it just added enough pop to my daughter's face that it was noticeable. You turn it off, on, and you could see it. So I figured for $19 to give it a shot. Oh, and it's got little things on the side so you can hook 3 more on here. And then they would have 3 things. You could hook 3 more onto each one of them. So you could end up with like 50 of these things.
Well, 50 times $19.
Yeah, yeah. Or $20. This was only $19. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for taking part in the class. I enjoyed
Thank you,
it.
Don.
Yeah, thank you, Don.
Yeah, thanks, Don.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
thanks a
you.
lot.
Yeah, very welcome. We are doing another one in January. My brain was, we'll do portraits because hell, it's beautiful time to do portraits, sort of forgetting that some of you live where it may not be that nice to do portraits outside in January.
Exactly.
I hibernate all summer. It's like, it's too hot. I'm not doing anything. Comes January, I'm like, yeah, I'm outside hiking and stuff. Different flip from where you guys are, many of you guys are. So we've turned it, it's going to be a still life class. And it's going to be real still life, not product, not food, still life, a more artistic approach to still life with a twist. So some of the things we'll be doing, one of the assignments is we're going to give you a week to collect a little bag of junk. Walk around your neighborhood, pick up flattened beer cans or bottle tops or whatever, junk, and you bring it back and then you try to create a piece of art out of the junk. That's a challenging thing, but it's fun because that's composition and lighting. Obviously not subject matter, just composition and lighting, so it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. And I hope when the time comes, just stay on the Facebook group. There'll be some little fun things happening between now and then, right on the Facebook group. That will be, you'll see them start to appear next week, and we'll just keep everybody active and right through the holidays. I do run a thing called Project 52 Pro System. If any of you are interested, it's a year course. It's assignments based on real life assignments, and it's live critiques just like we do now. That's the sponsor of this. And if it's something you think you might want to do, there'll be links up there for you to join for next week. We start mid-January next week, or next year. Sorry, 1st of February next year. We go for a year. So whether you're just trying to get better at photography, or you think maybe I could make a go of this, or at least nice little side income with your photography, this is it. It's all rolled into one. Lael is a member, and Mark was a member, and so
Highly recommend it.
if you have questions about it, ask it in the forum, and you'll get some people's reaction.
I think it's a life changer when it comes to photography.
I agree.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, guys.
Me too.
Everybody, have a great Saturday, and we'll see you back on the boards. Take care.
You too.
All the best, everyone.
Bye.
Yep. Thanks, Don.
Thanks, Don.
See you back.
Bye.